The fact remains that there is nothing beneficial or positive about any religion, irregardless of the source of that religion, whether it's Catholicism, Judaism, Buddhism, Taoism, doesn't matter. It's all coming from the same place because what they do is they create this ever widening sense of disconnection between you and God. That's why you look up because the heavens high above, angels looking down, God above looking down. It creates a sense of disconnection that causes you to feel abandoned. And they, of course, they swoop in as the heroes and say, we can establish that connection at any time. You'll just have to pass through our church, because the only way to get to God is through Jesus and the church. And of course, you got to pay. And this is the reason why people feel that they have to look outside themselves for support and guidance from the divine, not realizing that they are God. You don't look up, you don't look out, you look in. You look in because you are source. So this is the exact opposite of what should be going on. But the reason they're doing it, of course, is control, just like everything else. But once you realize you are source, you're going to stop going, please, God, help me. Just tap into whatever you feel you need, and the universe is right there ready to help you out. That's the way energy works. And the only reason why you're having these impediments and blockages is because you're plugged into something low vibrational that's generating illusions that are causing you to freak out and panic and have all this fear and doubt and uncertainty and worry and chaos and trepidation. This is where all of your concerns and your nerves come from, and stress, anxiety, tension, pressure. It's all artificially induced. I mean, if you really think about it, everything really is. The whole system is based on fear. And since you feel that God is outside you, somewhere around you, and you pray, you meditate, you commune, but you feel that God isn't hearing you, you feel abandoned and you feel forsaken. And since there is this ever widening sense of disconnection between you and what you call God, you feel that you're just isolated and left behind. So that makes you feel like, you're unworthy. And that's where all of that self-conscious inhibitions come in, and all of the inferiority complexes all settle in. It's all ready to just reinforce that narrative of illusions. So just know that you are source, and if you desire anything in this life, you have to be the energy for it. That's it. And this is a lesson I've learned the hard way, especially in the last few months, where sometimes we have a tendency unconsciously to fall back on that programming mechanism and forget that, wait a minute, I'm not looking outside myself for the things I can create with inside myself. You have to create them within and then become that energy, and then the environment around you will correspond. The world, the universe. So yeah, I mean, listen, to put it bluntly and to put it, absolutely truthfully, these are support systems for people who are emotionally paralyzed, because religion is an emotional crutch. That's really all it is. And these people don't realize that they can fly. I mean, literally fly as metaphysical beings. But like again, as I've said before, that this establishment isn't going to inform you of that because it doesn't serve their best interest. So when you realize that you are the only power, this is when the whole dynamic changes. You don't start looking outside yourself for anything, because now you know that you are responsible for your own life, just like your body. However your body is right now, the shape of your body, you're responsible for it, because you are the one that's putting the food into it and the water, and if you're exercising or not, if you're smoking, drinking, doing drugs, if you are abusing yourself physically or respecting yourself physically, your body will show. It all depends on how well you take care of yourself or not. It's the same thing. That you see the power you have over your immediate present moment is the power that you have over any part of your life. It's just that you haven't been trained or convinced to believe this to be the truth, so therefore you don't even recognize it as anything valid. So you don't confirm it with your feelings and emotions or your mind or your energy, because you're disempowering that. See, if they told you this stuff from the beginning, you would be a multi-billionaire. Also, with the fact that this system is ridiculously slanted towards the small few, getting all the money at the detriment of the larger. Of course, it's a corrupt, greedy, crooked system. There's no way around that. But you see how they do that too in that system. Their system of finance is geared towards them making all the profit and you suffering and struggling. And it's that way by design. Like, give you an example. 20 years ago, you look in the classifieds for an apartment for rent, like what, $400 for like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, right? And you give them the deposit and you sign the lease or whatever, and that's it. Now you have to be making almost 4 times the rent per month and have at least a 600 credit score. So you see how they're tying it into you becoming homeless. It's a rigged system because they want you to be dependent on them. God did not create this planet to be subdivided by these creatures because it is not the intention of Source for human beings to be the only species that have to pay to live on planet Earth. This is all done by design to make your life harder and harder and harder. And going back to my original point of religion and disconnection, it's the same thing. They don't want you to know that you are Source. They don't want you to know your powers. They don't want you to know what you can accomplish and achieve. They just want you to get caught up in the chaos. You know, the 9 to 5, the hurry, 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 let's go, you get out of my way, you're not going fast enough, you don't have enough money, that type of thing. It's time to release all of that. That's what this new earth is. That's what this new earth is. It isn't really an awakening as much as it's a realization. It's a mass realization of what's actually been going on from day one that people need to put an end to because you and you alone have the power to do this. By not feeding this system your fear, your energy, your paranoia, or your time. Don't give it your attention. I'll give you a quick example before I shut the video down. About 30 years ago, the Tampax company used to sell 40 tampons for, I think it was like $4.99 or something like that. 40 per box. So some corporate bigwig decided to have a great idea and let's sell them 32 at the same price. Well, women caught on real quick, and guess what? They stopped buying it, and that company almost went bankrupt. So then they had to quickly do a 180-degree roundabout and correct themselves. So what they did was 32 per box plus you get 8 free, and that was like oopsie poopsie. But that sent a message to the company that consumers are the ones that hold the power. If you stop buying their products, you will shut that company down. You see where I'm going with it? It isn't just your monetary power, it's your energy in general. You have the power. They don't have the power. That's the illusion. And they make you emotional about it. They scare you with the news and all the stuff on social media to frighten you and lower your vibration. You don't need that in your life. I challenge anybody who watches this video. I challenge you for one day, go without your cell phone. Go without social media, the internet, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go one day without it. Go pick up a real book. Go outside to nature. Go do something that causes you to not use your technology. Try that for one day. That's the challenge. I guarantee you won't be able to do it. You're going to be thinking, oh, I gotta check my feed. I gotta check my mail. Because you're addicted to it. It wasn't like this 50 years ago because we didn't have this. Technology it exists to control you. That's why it has such a highly addictive quality to it, more so than drugs, and that is a statistical fact. Your cell phone is more addictive than cocaine. If you don't believe me, look it up. But anyway, you have the power. There is no disconnection between anything. You are plugged into the everything that is everything. You're plugged into me, Source, everything. The earth, the universe, the cosmos, and beyond. They just don't want you to know that. Because there's no control in truth. There's only control in lying and misdirecting you to go somewhere where they want you to go, and that's their pitfall, their ambush, their trap. But now you know, you don't need to look outside yourself because God doesn't live up in the sky. God is the sky and everything else. All things, and you are a part of that which is the everything of everything. Just keep repeating to yourself, I am Source. I am Source. Those 2 words, I am, hold the greatest power. As long as you know that what you're saying is the truth, you're unstoppable. And there is no disconnection. Never has been, never will be. Your connection to Source was established from the inception of your soul. Your connection to Source is never contingent upon any intermediary or arbitrary connection in the physical, meaning your connection was never established in the physical. Your connection to God was never established in the physical, and it never will be. Not ever. Religion is evil. The oldest religion is Hinduism, and it's all garbage. You don't need it. Whatever book you're reading from, that's pre-scripted knowledge. It's fiction. I already did a video about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is something that you purchase in books and that they program your subconscious mind with when you crack those books open. Wisdom is taught to you through experiences, which is the only truth there is. And that's the difference. And there it is. Have a blessed day.